yesterday went down to the track down in Del Mar, Delaware. Just a small local track, nothing special down there. And really it was the second time to get the Trackhawk on the drag strip. We went about 2 weeks ago, ran a 10.95, and was only really able to make one pass. This week we were hoping to make a couple more passes. They're not really doing any sort of time trials, and their NT class makes one run kind of in the morning, and then about 7 hours later they're lucky to make a second run. So I decided to run the hot rod class again. Was guaranteed to make 2 passes, and was hoping to at least get into the second round and make a couple more. Just passing a car here. So yeah, we show up and go through tech, and they tell me that because there is an ET event, I'm not allowed to dial in faster than an 11.5, which they haven't enforced this rule all season. Nobody's ever heard of it, but last event of the season, here we are, and not allowed to dial in faster than 11.5. So I knew I had my one run for the time trial and my second run for the first round, and that was going to be it, unless whoever I was racing red lit, which of course didn't happen. So anyways, we go and we're doing their time trial run. I'm trying to figure out how to launch the Jeep. Haven't had a whole lot of success since we've had the upgrades done. Been spinning off the line. So I decided I would just go and leave from an idle. As soon as the light turned green, mash the gas and go, kind of see what happens. So sure enough, light turns green. I mash it, we go. I had a 60 foot of, I think it was like a 159. And at the end of the quarter, I was a 10.85 at 126. So I was definitely happy with that. That was a new record for myself. We, again, did a 10.95 before. So excited about that. We decide on the, actually, I tell you what we'll do is we'll backtrack. I'm going to show a video of that 10.85 run. So here you go. Alright, so up next was our second round. This one I was actually lining up against my buddy Chris. He's got a Whipple SRT, and I think he was dialing in at something like a 11.98, something right around there. So pretty much giving him the win, giving him the bye, since I knew no matter what we were going to break out. So we ride 11.5 on the window. We take off right behind him, reel him in real quick, and end of the track, I ran that was a 10.95 again at 127. Now I launched that one with the foot brake. I was probably between 1,600 and 2,000 RPM. I wasn't watching too closely, but somewhere around there, and we definitely spun off the line. My 60 foot was a little bit slower. And since that was the end of our day, that's kind of where we had to leave off. We were hoping that towards end of the event that they were going to let a couple time trial runs go in between the last few rounds. And sure enough, we get to the end of the event. It's probably 7 o'clock, not quite that late. I'd say probably 6 o'clock at night. And they get into some NT runs. First one down the track, somebody blew their motor, spewed oil everywhere. And that was the end of the event and the end of the year at this track. Air quality, or the DA was dropping. Temperatures were dropping. On the way home, I was seeing air intake temperatures around 72, which I personally haven't seen in this car. This is a stock blower. I don't have any spacers, no thermal blanket, no chiller device. So for me, 72 on an intake temp is probably the lowest I've seen since I've had it. Air temperature outside was in the low 40s. So we decided to make a couple passes just out on the street down in Mexico. Of course, Mexico. First one kind of blew my mind on the onboard timer, which has been extremely accurate on the track up to date. We ran a 10.6, and I think that was at 130. So naturally, I was kind of impressed by that. The 60 foot on the onboard timer was showing like a 145, which is extremely impressive. I had minimal spin, so I think it was possibly off a little bit just because of the spin, but definitely quicker than that 10.8 I feel, especially if we were hitting 130 at the end. Decided to make another one. We ran a 10.7. The 60 foot on that was a 10.44. Again, a little bit of spin. Both of these, I was launching it from probably about 1200 RPM. So I'd love to get it back on the track, see what it does. Hopefully we'll make it up to Cecil County here in the coming weeks. They've got a couple more events this year, and if I can make it up there, dial in the launch a little bit better, and see if we can't put down sub 10.8s with a 93 pump gas Trackhawk. That's all I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, got a little update on the Trackhawk and how it's doing. Make sure to hit like and subscribe, follow along for the Trackhawk as well as all the other Jeeps that I've got and some of the winter builds we're doing. I know the Trackhawk's getting some upgrades, so smash that subscribe button. We'll see you guys next time.